Dad, I've actually found learning at home has been better than I thought, and I feel I'm much farther ahead than many of my friends.
You know, we really noticed this, and your mom and I have been thinking how we can make this work. We looked at Laurel Springs School, who offer a personalized approach to learning where you can revisit material on your schedule.
Wow, Dad, that sounds great. I've just been to Laurel Springs School's website. You know, they have classes in all kinds of subjects and a real focus on getting me ready for college.
Yes, it's an online school with great teachers who are there for you. It's a more personalized approach to learning.
Visit laurelsprings.com to learn more about a unique way of getting your child the personalized education they need. For 30 years, Laurel Springs School has been engaging global learners in grades kindergarten through 12th grade and integrating their passions and pursuits. Laurel Springs School. We build an education around you.
The ruby slippers from The Wizard of Oz are some of the most iconic objects in Hollywood history. And in the summer of 2005, a pair was stolen from the Judy Garland Museum in the small town of Grand Rapids, Minnesota.
All she said was, "They're gone. They're gone."
Welcome to No Place Like Home, a documentary podcast series that investigates the mysterious heist of the ruby slippers. Please listen and follow No Place Like Home, a presentation of C13 Originals, a Cadence 13 studio, available now on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to show number 3,229. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, Robin Fox, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, it is a random question. Your guess is as good as mine. Categories: chores and cartoon dads. Get ready to play Profile This. Plus headlines, Men's Room Shot of the Day, fundable listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Ted.
Click, clack, drink it and drunk.
All right, here we go to Michigan, where 2 roommates argue about the governor-imposed restrictions, and now one has been shot dead. Despite government warnings, Staten Island couple goes through with their wedding plans and decide to wed in front of like 25 people, I think. Florida man refuses sex with woman, so she roundhouse kicks him, breaking his nose. A woman feels it coming in Walmart and delivers baby an empty toilet paper rolls. And the latest essential business to stay open, GameStop. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, if you want to buy razor blades, batteries, cigarettes, Sudafed, or my personal favorite, airplane minis of booze, well, you have to go to the cashier and ask for assistance because these things are typically under lock and key. Now, razors and batteries, big black market items. Cigarettes are too, I suppose. And Sudafed, well, it's protected from those who would break bad, if you will. Now we can add toilet paper to the list of guarded items. Seriously, grocery stores around the country are hiring off-duty cops and additional security guards to protect your toilet paper supply from hoarders. That's right. And these craziest of times, in this uncharted territory of uncertainty, our singular focus to wipe our collective ass has created a cottage industry for security. Did not see that one coming. I also didn't see Madonna coming. I'm talking about Madonna, you know, like a lot of celebrities in these times. They'll throw up their hollow reassurances, some phony concerns. But unlike most of those celebrities, Madonna offered up her hollow reassurances and phony concerns from a bathtub full of milk and rose petals. But get your hairy ass out of my cereal juice. Come on, man. There are people fighting to go to the grocery store just to get milk, and this woman puts her big hairy ass into an entire bathtub of milk to make us feel better about things going on around us. I don't get how it works, but it's what she tried to do. But she's a perfect example of a story that we've seen that left us with many, many questions. Questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question, and this is how it works. You call us, we ask you a question at complete random, and after you share your story, we'll share with you the news story that inspired said question.
Be part of the big show in the random question. Call 844-999-OLA. Like the Men's Room on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live. And send your emails to the Men's Room at mensroomlive.com. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Dad, I've actually found learning at home has been better than I thought. And I feel I'm much further ahead than many of my friends.
Visit laurelsprings.com to learn more about a unique way of getting your child the personalized education they need. For 30 years, Laurel Springs School has been engaging global learners in grades kindergarten through 12th grade and integrating their passions and pursuits. Laurel Springs School. We build an education around you.
Hey, I'm Peter Bukowski, host of the Locked On Today podcast. Trying to stay on top of every big story in sports is a full-time job. I know, because it is my full-time job, but it's not yours. That's why we have a network of local experts ready to give you the inside scoop on everything you truly need to know in the sports world, and we do it every day to make sure you're always caught up on the latest and greatest in sports. Listen to the Locked On Today podcast every day on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts.
Welcome back to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Hello, Charles, and away we go. Welcome to show number 3,229. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat.
Yeah, I'll guarantee that part. I'm going to be no good.
You think so?
Yeah, I'll put no effort in.
It would be weird to hear this show looking forward 6 months from now, 12 months from now, to figure out where we are at that point. That would be something that would be interesting. Is this something that's just here for a month, a few weeks? Is this something that's here for 6 months on down the road? Is this a potential future repeat? Who the hell knows?
Or our last words, like, if you can hear our voice,
that's right.
The zombies are outside.
We are on somewhat of a skeleton crew today. Just keep you updated on the members of the show. The Ted Smith is still at home. He is still doing the self-quarantine. He thinks it's the right thing to do. He's got
do too.
Somewhat of a cough and still doesn't feel great. So Ted's not joining us today. Robin is out as well. So it's me, Steve, and Mike Hawk and Jansen Man on the phones. So we're going to do everything we can here to
just so you know, Robin, this was a scheduled day off.
Yeah, because you would schedule this kind of a day off.
Oh, yeah.
All the things that you could do. Wow, we could do so many things.
She had mentioned to me last week that it was kind of a bummer. She said she'd had this day planned for a couple of months, right? And that she'd put in for it. This is the day she's going to do it. She had something planned. I remember that, like this extravagant thing, because that's the way Robin is. Well, lo and behold, all of those plans, because it's not just one thing. You know, it's always like a build-up to the big final thing. Yeah, all of that's done.
Well, your birthday was yesterday, and we were supposed to have this huge surprise party.
Oh, yeah.
All those plans fell through, so what did you end up doing?
I remodeled the kids' bathroom.
That is awesome. Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's great.
Did you get a cake or anything?
I did. Actually, I got a cake.
Did you get a cake? All right. Any presents?
The hugs for my children.
Oh, all right. Well, that's very sweet. They didn't make you a card or anything like that?
Oh, I got the card, all the stuff.
All right.
I mean, look, I'm 51, man. So, like, you do not get excited about your birthday, to be honest with you. And part of it's just what's going on. But I woke up and forgot it was my birthday. But I get out of bed, and the kids are all smiley when I walk into the living room, and I don't really get it. And instantly, it's happy birthday, Daddy, and the hugs and cards, and you feel great now.
Sure.
And within 20 minutes, I'm already yelling at him again.
What did you at least eat for dinner? Did you go to the air fryer for your birthday dinner?
I did go to the air fryer. I did go to the air fryer, had some homemade chicken whangs.
How were they?
Out of that, they were fantastic. Listen, and again, and I swear to God, I'm not getting paid by these air fryer people. I'm just here to tell you, it's been a game changer for me because I'm a dude who likes pub grub. I don't really like the healthy stuff. I hate vegetables, blah, blah, blah. So being able to do chicken wings that are as crispy as chicken wings that you get at the restaurant, and made some homemade fried rice with some sesame beef. It was good, man. That sounds fantastic. Even the kids ate without complaint.
Yep.
That never happens. That was my birthday gift, Mike. My kids ate without bitching about the food on their plate, that is a gift.
We have, before we get into our random question, a COVID-19 update for you here. As of Washington State is concerned, this is could be a very big deal, but Governor Jay Inslee is expected to make some announcements during a statewide news press later today. That will be carried live on most television stations in his address, which is scheduled for 5:30. Inslee is expected to outline new guidelines for staying at home and how that could affect businesses across the state. So far, the governor has actually resisted issuing the mandatory shelter-in-place orders like those issued last week in California and New York. So,
because they keep going to the beach.
We don't know exactly what Jay is going to say, but once he does, Mike's got a headline news update, and we'll get it to you as fast as we can. A couple other notes. The death toll here in Washington State from the COVID-19 hit 95, and while the number of confirmed cases grew to 1,996, so almost 2,000 according to the State Department of Health, there are 1,040 confirmed cases in King County alone, including 75 deaths. The newest death was recorded yesterday. The second hardest hit county, Snohomish County, 480 confirmed cases. And on Saturday in King County, 8 more people reportedly died than the day before. At least one coronavirus case has now been confirmed in 27 of the state's 39 counties. Couple other notes here. The FDA has approved a new test that could diagnose coronavirus in about 45 minutes. That will ship out next week. Apple has updated Siri, so you can ask if you have the coronavirus, and it'll walk you through a step-by-step questionnaire from the CDC to help you out.
Put your forehead against me.
Yeah, and then you say, Siri, play KISW.
Yes, that's what you do in that order. It's
okay, now I don't have the corona. Can I get back to some tool, please? The government in the UK will pay up to 80% of salaries for people who are at risk of being laid off during the pandemic. That type of plan has not come up in the U.S., but we're probably going to end up bailing out the airlines if they pass through the things that they looked at today.
Well, not just the airlines. Don't worry, the corporations will be taken care of.
Yeah. According to a model of the worst case scenario, by the way, for the coronavirus.
When you say a model, like Stephanie Seymour?
Yeah, across the U.S. They say, okay, here's what could possibly happen as this thing spreads based on population, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if you live in Judith Basin County in central Montana, that is going to be the place that has the least potential for a peak outbreak. So once again, if you're one of our listeners in Judith Basin County, central Montana, you are in the hot spot of not being in the hot spot.
Not one of our listeners. If you are our listener, and Judith, whatever the hell it is.
And a couple updates from the stories you brought last week, Mike. Those college kids who ignored the pandemic to party during spring break last week. Well, now 5 of the students at the University of Tampa have tested positive for the coronavirus.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And jails in several states, by the way, are releasing thousands of low-level criminals to try to prevent coronavirus outbreaks from happening inside the jails. And President Trump has now offered to help North Korea to fight the coronavirus. Iran declined a similar offer from the U.S. and cited a conspiracy theory that the U.S. created the coronavirus. So that's as far as the update that we know there. And again, Governor Jay Inslee is speaking today at 5:30 on the state of things here in Washington State. In the meantime, it is our random question, 844-999-OLA.
Random.
Sorry, just reading some comments. Thank you for the belated birthday wishes. I do actually appreciate that. And don't tell me the chicken wings and the Instant Pot are best. I have an Instant Pot. I got the air fryer. I put my money on the air fryer. I rest my case.
From what I understand, the Instant Pot is an air fryer. It can be.
It can be, yeah. Dude, have you used it yet?
No.
You bought a grill. You bought a grill this past week.
Maybe I'll use it today.
Just use it.
Okay.
You'll thank me. Hello, Jason, part 1. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Jason, welcome to the program and the random question. How you doing, Jason?
Pretty good. Just a little coped up because of this thing that we have going on, this coronavirus thing, man. It's a little crazy out there.
Yeah, it is. Have you been staying at home?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I've been going to work. Been going to work basically. So I mean, nothing serious or anything like that. So I mean, lucky enough, I still have a job. So thank God.
Yeah, I mean, there's a benefit to that. So you don't mind going to work. I will say this: I was talking to some relatives on the East Coast. Things are much different there. I'm going to be kind how I say this. They're a little slower on the uptake of things. I guess maybe that's the nicest way of saying it. But they have a much thicker population, so it's a self-correcting problem, as it were. But they keep saying, is it crazy out there? And I'm like, the situation is crazy. But no, it's not crazy. I mean, when you walk out, it's the opposite of crazy. That's what makes it crazy. When you walk outside, there is no one. There's nothing, and everyone's been very calm. I will say people in this part of the country anyway have been doing a very outstanding job, but I think since we're kind of the epicenter, we understand a little more. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Jason, what do you do for a living?
I work in retail.
Okay. Well, as far as the closing down of the states, essential businesses are still open. In other words, if you want to go to the way that California did it originally was, if you want to go to a park, if you want to go exercise, I mean, maybe not parks as much, but exercise outdoor, you could go to the grocery store, you could go for medical assistance, and you could go to like the drugstore or whatever's open, that kind of thing. And then what happened was the beaches got so crowded, the parks got so crowded that they kind of had to reverse all that because it was just getting crazy in those areas and more people were congregating to those places, so it got crazy. All right, let's see, Jason. Here we go. Okay, this is kind of a strange question, but what did you jump from? What did you jump from?
What did I jump from? That's a good question. Man, I mean, besides jumping to water about, I don't know, I mean, usually jumping off a cliff or something like that to like water, that's about it. So
yeah. Yeah, but that's something. Right. I'm not trying to jump off of a cliff.
Have you jumped off a cliff?
No, well, I mean, kind of. I mean, it's kind of like one of those, like, if you could, like, get to a river, I guess, you have, like steep hills or steep cliff, I guess. You just jump down to the river, I guess. I mean,
how high up?
Steep, you know?
How high up do you think it was?
About 9 feet, I think. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing, man.
That qualifies as jumping off something because it doesn't sound high, but we've all been in this situation. Like, look, you take your average step ladder, 6 feet tall, right?
Yeah.
When you climb up the step ladder, you never climb to the very top, as it instructs you not to. So you're only about 5 feet off the ground. You look down and people freak.
Right.
So like anything above 5 feet, I'm like, you jumped off of something.
Yeah. I've jumped off a few cliffs. I've jumped off a bridge, a few bridges in my lifetime.
No, here's the thing about you, kid. So you're scared of heights, but of all the things you've jumped off of, the single dumbest one, like the bridge, I kind of get. You had friends, you're jumping into the water. It's almost a dare thing, right? I jumped out of a plane. It's different. I'm tandem with a professional skydivers, not just something I
But it's a different kind of jump.
It is a different kind of jump, but I have a lot more confidence because the parachute just needs to open. And yes, one of them didn't, but still, what as a child jumped out of a second, third floor window with a golf umbrella?
It was a Rambler. It was a one story, but it was probably
off the roof.
9-10 feet.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
because Mary Poppins.
That's pretty well it.
See, man, like they worry about all these things, bad influence on kids, and I get it. Movies or a certain song or a video game. Mary Poppins is considered to be, safe as
to me,
it
it was
gets.
like a parachute.
But you jumped off of a roof with an umbrella because Mary Poppins made it look but she never gets beef for doing anything wrong with kids, right?
Well, she could fly with that thing. I just figured it would. I figured I could fall softly to the ground like she.
But see, this is still a problem because Mary Poppins inspires children to jump off of roofs.
The reason we asked, what did you jump from? This is a crazy story. Philadelphia police said someone inside of an ambulance was, they didn't know that someone was going to steal the ambulance outside of a hospital where they were dealing with the coronavirus. The ambulance was parked outside of the hospital when someone decided to steal it and take it on a joyride with the EMT still in the back. The incident began at 1:30 when someone jumped into the ambulance at Jefferson Torresdale Hospital and drove away with the EMT still in the back. Investigators say the EMT, realizing what had occurred, dialed 911 from his phone and then jumped out of the back of the moving vehicle.
Was there a patient in the back?
He was in there by himself. Police eventually located the ambulance parked in the Philadelphia Mills Shopping Center. Officials say the EMT guy suffered cuts and bruises when he jumped from the back of the ambulance. He was then taken back to the hospital and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. So far, no arrests have been made. But yeah, they stole the ambulance right out in front of the hospital.
If you're an EMT, what would you be doing by yourself in the back of the ambulance?
Restocking, getting everything ready.
Okay, none of those crossed my mind. Yeah, I'm just wondering. I know what I would be doing. But, Hello, Jason, part 2.
What's good?
Hola!
Jason, welcome to the show. The random question. You hanging in there all right?
I'm hanging in there all right. Just driving home from work.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Jason. How old are you?
I am 33.
33 years old.
You actually had to think about that for a second, didn't you?
I did. Once it's past 25, it's like, who really cares how old you are?
Okay. Nobody does.
All right, Jason, part 2. Here is your random question. Are you a cash guy or are you a bank card guy?
I guess mostly I do a card, but I carry cash with me all the time because you just never know.
Oh, I always know. That's why I got cash on me, man.
But most of the time you're using your card.
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay, do you have a shared bank account with a significant other?
Nope.
Okay.
All right. That explains it.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, look, a lot of the decisions, a lot of the retail that I might partake in requires the cash be used. I would not want to write a check to some of these people for sure.
Yeah.
And nobody needs to know what I'm doing. I mean, let's just put it real simple. Drug dealers don't have the square on their phone, right? So you want to go cash. But even if you're buying more booze than someone would like you, like there's no proof. Sure, I'm drunk and tripped over the dog and fell down the stairs, but there's no proof.
I've always just been a cash guy because it keeps me in budget. So if I know I'm going to go out with my friends, I got $60, and when the $60 is gone, I'm going home. Where if I have a credit card, well, you know what, man? Let's just
60 more bucks.
We'll go someplace else and keep it going. But I try to keep it to that point where I'm like, okay, once the money's gone, it's time for you to go home.
Plus, cash is always quick. Unless you have a counterfeit bill, there's no chance that it gets revoked, right? Some people, let me try my other card, or I don't want to say which retail establishments, but there's a few that have an app, all right? So I guess you can pre-order whatever the hell it is you're going to get, and then they go and they tap their phone that has some little thing. But it never works. It never works. Eventually it works. Eventually. But it's the equivalent of when they have, UPC code.
Right.
And it takes them 8 times to get that thing to load in. This is every time. And then when I finally get up and pay, I hand them my money, leave a tip, and it's done. Like,
yeah.
I'm not wasting anyone's time. It's cash.
My dog.
And also, if something costs $5, then with the exception of tax, it only costs me $5. And guess what? The company that sold it to me gets $5. They don't have to pay somebody else, and I'm not paying extra for. It's just ridiculous.
Not only that, but there's Venmo and there's PayPal and there's a few other of these apps. So when my daughter calls and she wants money,
let me
say,
Venmo.
Dad, can you not Venmo me the money? Well, no, I don't have Venmo. Do you have PayPal? Like, no, I don't have PayPal. I'm not giving you the money that, and so why don't you get with the times, Dad? And why don't you get Venmo and get PayPal? Why do I want to put 2 apps on my phone that give me the ability to give other people money?
Well, that's all it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I put 2 apps on my phone where I knew for a fact that more money would be coming in than going out, damn straight I'd have it on my phone.
Hell yeah.
I mean, no problem. But I know which way the money's going, and this is a one-way street. You ever turn onto a one-way street and go, oh, God, I turned down a one-way street, and then try to back it out real fast? It's the same thing.
Right.
Venmo and PayPal. It doesn't come the other way for me. So I'm not pulling the wrong way down a one-way street.
Because you are a father.
Absolutely
and the only people that ask you if you have Venmo or PayPal are probably your kid. Nobody else on earth, just the people that want money.
Reason we asked, do you do the cash or card thing? In a world suffering from a pandemic, the story says cash is no longer king. A growing number of businesses and individuals worldwide have stopped using banknotes in fear the physical currency, handled by tens of thousands of people over the lifetime, could help spread the coronavirus. Public officials and health experts have said the risk of transferring the virus person to person through the use of banknotes is small, but that has not stopped businesses from refusing to accept currency and some countries from urging their citizens to stop using money altogether. And I've noticed that a lot of the stores around here, all of the credit card stuff has been put on the counter in front.
Oh, yeah, they don't want anything to do with it.
Typically, when you would hand your card over, that they would take the card and swipe the card. You're actually the one doing the transaction. Not that that's any different, but a lot more businesses are doing that now, where it's up on front, like if you go to a 7-Eleven, and then in between uses, they're wiping down the keypad and everything else so that that's not transmitted as well.
A couple of people here. I said, I carry cash. That's my preference. Someone says, yeah, but with cash, if you get robbed, you lose it. It's gone. With a card, you get robbed, it's yours to get back. That is very true, but I'm willing to take my chances. I'm very fine with that because it's not a situation you want to be in. Someone else says, I jumped off the roof because of Mary Poppins also. I feel better knowing that a lot of other people did too. Well, don't feel better. Listen, they had a problem with Grand Theft Auto in case your kid decided they want to go out and beat up hookers. Now, I don't know anything about your kids, and I'm not here to judge. My kids aren't typically around hookers for that to be a problem. And luckily, they know it's a game. Mm-hmm. Mary Poppins, on the other hand, you got kids jumping off of roofs, nothing.
Yeah.
And her whole deal, I believe, like when you're an adult, like you forget she was there or something. Like you don't remember or whatever. There's something wrong with her, man. There's something weird. She's getting kids to jump off a building. She sings weird, horrible songs, and then makes you forget.
And it's a musical.
Right. You'd be arrested in real life. Right? So, man, my nanny got my kid to jump off a roof with an umbrella and then erased his memory. I would have a problem with that. Mm-hmm. Just me.
I do remember I landed fine.
Did you land fine?
Yeah, I landed fine. I was not injured.
How did you land? I know you weren't injured, but how did you land?
I landed on my feet. Yeah, pretty sure that was the case. Because I jumped. Like, I jumped outward. I held onto that damn thing with 2 hands. And it was a big golf umbrella.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was probably 4 years old.
Do you remember the sensation of it?
I remember exactly what was happening. I remember that there was a ladder on the side of our home because people were doing work on the roof.
Those guys, right?
And then I could get up on, so I climbed up the ladder and looked up there and I'm like, I can get on the roof. So I got up on the roof and looked around and walked all over the top of the roof. And then I went downstairs and got the umbrella out of the closet, went up to the top, fired away, man. You know, like those little adventure people where you throw them up and they had the parachute?
Yeah.
Unraveled? That was kind of my toy growing up. So I just wanted to be like a real-life adventure person, Mary Poppins. So that was the closest thing I had. You are listening to the Mentoring Radio Network.
I'm sparkly. I'm bubbly. And together, we're Mineragua. The fresh, sparkling water for those who are bubbling over with life and crave new experiences. Are you thirsty for adventure, more laughs, and more excitement? With Mineragua in hand, it's easy to live life with sparkle. Just look for the glass bottles with tiny bubbles wrapped in blue. And you'll taste and feel the difference of Mineragua sparkling water.
Mineragua, get your fizz.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Head to mensroomlive.com.
We're open Seattle. We were going to say it was We're Open Bitches, but I think they passed on that.
Yeah.
We Are Open Seattle is there, and it has a list of all the businesses that are doing takeout, service-oriented things. If you're looking for a plumber, places that are doing delivery, takeout through all of the services out there, from Grubhub to Uber Eats and DoorDash and everything else. And now we also have, as times are getting tough for a lot of people, a hiring section on there. And believe it or not, there are a lot of opportunities out there as well. We encourage you to go to We're Open Seattle. If your restaurant is not on there, check first. They're all in alphabetical order. And if not by zip code, then you can add your restaurant, any information you'd like to give as far as your delivery services are concerned, your hours of operation, whatever you're doing, you can do it there. Some potential hiring things that we got over the last 24 hours. Guys, we're a local small landscaping company. We sell bark and gravels. We are open. Customers can call. We'll take that stuff and deliver it to your house. They are also looking for a dump truck driver. That is at G&L Bark Supply in Spanaway. Guys, my name is Tanisha. I work for ResCare Home Care, and we are currently hiring for caring individuals to serve the elderly or the disabled in the comfort of their homes. Our starting pay is $16 an hour with no experience. Medical benefits are offered. You can check them out at ResCare, ResCare.com. Thanks, guys. From Tanisha, all Lowe's locations are hiring full-time, part-time, and seasonal positions. City of Seattle is letting us know they're currently seeking 82 people to work job openings. Some do require degrees, like a civil engineering degree or an accountant, but a lot of those are skill-focused jobs, like cable splicer or electrician. They pay very well and are as stable as you can get right now.
Adjusting light cycles, filling potholes. I'm sure that is what they're hiring for.
QFC has huge hiring needs. Total store, but our pickup business is exploding. Thanks, guys. That from John, who is the operations director at QFC here locally. And if you're listening to us at 98.3 The Keg in Fayetteville, Arkansas, Ethan writes in. He's been delivering for Domino's Pizzas and busting his ass for the last couple weeks here. He says business is booming. My Domino's has actually opened up more positions due to the ongoing situation. So if you need a job and you listen on 98.3 The Keg, Domino's is doing that. All right, I ran a question 844-999 Olin. Keep in mind, Men's Room Live has that updated list at We Are Open Seattle.
Random.
Quick comment that came in. We were talking about Mary Poppins. Miles, she inspired you to jump off the roof with an umbrella. Someone else chimed in and said, hey, man, me too, Mary Poppins got. And now we have a third. Says, my older brothers, they made me jump off the garage with an umbrella because of Mary Poppins.
Guess it's not weird.
They thought I would have a better chance since I was smaller and lighter, and they add in all caps, not.
It did not work.
Did not work.
Okay.
Hello, Colton. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello.
Hola.
Colton, welcome to the program. Random question. Are you self-quarantining there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You got a job, Colton, or you've been? Are you not working now?
I do side jobs.
What's that? You said you do odd jobs?
Side jobs.
Okay.
What kind of side jobs you got been doing lately?
Greasing trailers and semi-trucks.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find a greasing trailers and semi-truck question for you. All right. Let's go with this one. When was the last time that you masturbated? You're talking about greasing and oiling it up. When's the last time you had some solo action?
It's been forever.
What? Really? Why?
No clue, no time for it.
Oh, because you're working too much, probably.
Yep.
Okay.
Man, oh man, look, I don't care what my job is. I mean, just take a moment and handle your business. I've never.
He's a man of few words.
I know, but it's rare that you hear someone, when's the last time you masturbated? Been forever. Like, that's the one thing you can do.
Yeah. When's the last time you masturbated?
Oh, hell, man. I mean, I don't know. Probably earlier this morning. Nah, some point yesterday.
I think last night. Mike, did you masturbate? Saturday?
Saturday, yeah. It was like a little birthday fluff.
Yeah. Reason we asked when was the last time you masturbated, the Department of Health issued some guidelines Saturday on ways to stay COVID-19 free. First and foremost, especially when you get that feeling, self-love, they say, is the best and least dangerous kind of love. You are your safest sex partner. Masturbation will not spread COVID-19, especially if you wash your hands. By the way, as far as COVID-19, just so you know, it has been detected in fecal matter. It has been detected in urine. It has not been detected in
sperm.
Okay. The other. So
okay. That's good news
so far.
That makes me, because nothing good is in fecal matter. That's why it's a pile of poop.
Yeah. Now,
like your body wants to make it clear, hey, everything in this pile, let's get rid of it. Let's call 1-800-JUNK for this. We don't want this.
If you have a partner that comes around every so often that dates other people, they're suggesting to take a break from that partner at this time. The state of New York is also suggesting that if you had any orgy scheduled, that you should put that off as well, as they are now on lockdown. And this all seriously comes from the Department of Health. So
well, they had to say something. Yeah. There is some notorious international sex club, I guess it is. And so like once a year or twice a year or something like that, they do like these massive orgies, right? But it's kind of their big thing. They don't do it to be funny. It's what their sex club is about. So it'd be the equivalent of like, I don't know, Comic-Con if you're into that stuff. So they do this big massive annual orgy. And the COVID-19 thing, that hit. And last I saw, I believe they canceled it, but they were one of the last holdouts. Like they were determined, and basically the medical community just saying, look, man, this is not about STDs. It's none of that. We know you practice safe sex. We get it. It's the COVID-19. And I think, since I'm not part of that club, never been invited, I believe that they canceled their like annual orgy. But this is like a big deal to them, man.
And there's a lot, apparently, in New York City.
Don't act like it's funny to you, Mike. You're one of the people. Mike, we're not doing it this year. We know how you roll.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So they're saying self-love is the best, and that if you can just have sex with a partner that you're currently having sex with, and try not to have sex with multiple partners if you're that type of person.
Most people try to have sex with multiple partners. It doesn't work out.
This is just not the time to do it. So you know what that means. Now that you can have it, multiple people are going to want to have sex.
Everyone who's ever been interested in you, they're going to find you remarkably sexy.
Guys, it's Lauren, the head chef at Port Cafe South Union in Seattle. We are open every day for delivery through Grubhub, Caviar, and Postmates from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Get a delicious breakfast there. More at We're Open Seattle on mensroomlive.com.
Hola! The shenanigans continue on the Men's Room Radio Network.
Mom, I'm a little worried. I don't feel ready to be back at school.
Visit laurelsprings.com to learn more about a unique way of getting your child the personalized education they need. For 30 years, Laurel Springs School has been engaging global learners in grades kindergarten through 12th grade and integrating their passions and pursuits. Laurel Springs School. We build an education around you. Call or go online today.